as you already have the base of your project, which is a Laravel functional project, we are going to create or basically install a package called Laravel-Jetstream that is going to help you to get not only the functionalities to register, login, recover password, and so on for the users, but additionally, it is going to integrate easily for you the components for our build stack. Again, Vue, Inertia, of course, Laravel, and Tailwind CSS. So if you want to take a look on this, we can go basically to documentation. We can start learning a little. You can start researching, investigating about that, exploring the structures about Inertia, JS, there it is. And of course, the same for Tailwind CSS, there it is. So if we go to Inertia, you're going to find out that basically this is a JavaScript framework that is going to accomplish an important task here, which is the bridge between our backend and our frontend. In fact, Inertia.js works not only with Laravel, it is going to work, for example, with Ruby, and not only with Vue, it is going to work, for example, if you prefer with React. But in this course, we are going to stick with Laravel for the backend and with Vue for the frontend. So here it is. Basically, you can take a look. You are going to be able to manage the routing, the responses, the title, and the metadata, which is very important and a little tricky in the single page applications. Well, with Inertia, it is going to be very simple. You are going to be able to handle links, to handle redirections, formularies, file blobs if you need it, and many other things. So essentially, Inertia is the perfect friend, your partner, to create a single page application without requiring to transform your backend to only a JSON API. Now, with that, you are going to stick with all the capabilities and the features of your Laravel project, and additionally, from the, let's say, the reactivity or basically the flexibility of Vue.js in the frontend. So you are not just mirroring both of them in the single way, but instead you are increasing your possibilities, your capabilities using Inertia. Don't worry, we're going to work on that. We're going to learn much more about Inertia in the following sections, in the following classes. But for now, you have an idea to where to go and start learning if you prefer to do that by directly on the documentation. And essentially the same for Tailwind. If you don't know Tailwind yet, this is basically a pretty popular and increasing in popularity framework for CSS. This is basically giving you the capability to specify everything in your frontend, in your views. You don't need to specify any single line of CSS or custom CSS in your project. You are going to have everything given by classes. You can go directly to the documentation, and there you are going to find the details about how to install it, but don't worry, we're going to do that during the following classes. In fact, Inertia is going to help us a lot with that. So essentially, you can manage the colors, the backgrounds, the borders, margins, paddings, distributions, flex and grids, and so on. So yeah, once again, take a look on this, try to familiarize yourself with the implementation, the contents of those. But once again, don't worry, we are going to go deep in that in the following classes and sections. In fact, we are going to dedicate a specific section for every one of those components. Vue and Inertia, Tailwind, and of course, Laravel and Jetstream. So once we are a little familiar with this and you know where to go, let's go once again to our command prompt. And this time, in our project, here we have our service. You can open a new tab, a new window of your command prompt, wherever that you are using, ITER, PowerShell, Terminal in my case, etc. Be sure to go to your project folder, which is exactly here. And there we are going to install, using again Composer, a package from Laravel called Jetstream. So we need to require a Laravel package, but this time this is called Jetstream. Once we press enter, this is going to install the latest version of Jetstream into your project. And essentially, as we have already the latest version of Laravel, this is going to be compatible with your version of Jetstream and Laravel together. If for some reason you have a different version of Laravel, you need to make sure to verify which version of Jetstream you need to install in order to make it compatible with your current version of Laravel. But if you are using the latest version, so essentially you just need to execute the command as I did previously. So at this point, we already have it installed. As you can see, it is not taking time. And we execute PHP artisan, and we are going to find a set of actions or basically comments that we can execute related with Jetstream. If we go there, in the G, here we have Jetstream, and this is a set of commands. Essentially, we have only one called Jetstream install. No worries. We are not going to execute this yet. We're going to do it in a following class because this is going to perform a lot of things and we need to take some time to understand that. So for now, we can to rest easy and be sure that we have already Jetstream installed, and we are going to use it in a following section correspondingly as I said. So now that you are familiar with all of this and we have the glue for our components, we can continue in the following class to prepare our project for getting the structure of information that we will need for our portfolio, for starting some skills, some projects, the information that we are going to show, how this is going to look and feel, and all of that. So let's go over that in the following class. So we were going to finish with preparing the essential structure for our project and go beyond with that. Remember, class by class, line by line, we are going to build your single page application portfolio. See you there.